What's up, guys? Back again with another podcast episode for the Necessary Conversations podcast.
Hey.
What episode is this?
I think 6.
Uh-oh.
This is...
Uh-oh.
We coming.
We coming.
We coming up.
Coming, man. Nah, that's awesome. But, welcome back. Thank you guys for joining us again. We're going to just... our topic today is going to be what? Social media.
Yes, how it can hurt or help. Or even both. Hurt or help the relationship.
Or even both. So you don't feel like it's... You don't feel like it can do both? Or you feel like it leans more to one side or the other?
I feel like it can a lot of times lean to more... I feel like a lot of the times it can lean to one side than being both. It could be both, but we'll just see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah. So we'll dive into it. But again, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for joining us, and let's dive in. So
hey, let's go.
So how does social media hurt a relationship?
So my first point is how seeing how other couples may be doing something, and then you want to say, just hypothetically, for instance, if I see a man bringing in, flowers to his wife or girlfriend, and I'm like, oh, why don't he bring me flowers or whatever? Kind of not focusing on what we do have. Looking at social media and be like, well, why can't and this? Why don't? Why not? Like, so that way you could just be looking and lose sight of what's really going on in your own personal relationship.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, comparison. Like, comparing your spouse to what the spouse that may be on social media, kind of thing.
Correct.
That's true. You say the same thing. Like, you see a lot of these podcasts or these little interviewers and stuff, and you see it with both men and women, where they'll kind of be speaking of like the ideal of how a man or a woman should be, and then they start making you think to yourself like, oh, why don't my man do this? Why don't my woman do this? But realistically though, I think we've seen enough examples where a lot of the time those people don't even be in relationships for real. They just be talking off what they feel, but not actually what they're doing in real life, So you can't take social media 100% to the bank.
Yeah.
You got to focus on your own relationship.
Exactly.
Do what's best for you and your spouse.
Once again, just using an example, if I am like, oh, well, why don't he bring me flowers or whatever, then it's like, well, first of all, you don't even like flowers. Like, you're making up this whole thing in your head to be, oh, what if and why not? Like, dude, what does he do or she do for you that you could be grateful for? Like,
right, 100%. And like you said, everybody has a different thing. Why would a person, alter their relationship for something that you may or may not even really care for?
Exactly.
I'm saying? That's just stupid. But you some people would do that just to follow the social norm. Like, oh well, I seen this and this and this, and I felt like I should get this, and the whole time you like, so where all this coming from?
Exactly. Yeah, for real. That's my first bullet point.
All right, coming out strong. I respect it. Okay, so I would say my point is, social media has a tendency to shift your attention away from your partner physically. And I don't know about on the women's side of things, but IG, fellas, y'all know what I'm talking about. IG be, that algorithm ain't right. That algorithm is the devil.
It could be for the women too. It could be, but I don't have a lot of that on there. A lot of my social media is geared toward mom stuff. But I am not.
So you trying to say like I be just clicking on all this stuff? No, not really though. But I've been noticing. Chill, yo. We're gonna play that shit in the background. Inside joke, but IG recently, I would say that like the last 6 months to a year, and it'd be things been getting real provocative where you got women that are just basically wearing anything, on there, and IG just let it go down. Like you'll see women wearing garments that, you know, clearly they ain't got no clothes on underneath it, and it's like maybe like some type of sheer shit going on.
Yeah.
But I guess because it's not 100% nudity, they'll allow it, and I'm just like, damn, like social media letting anything fly.
You just be like, damn, what?
I'll be like, damn, like
Damn,
like
look
what
at her.
I'll be like, damn,
Who this? That's how you be?
Nah, I'll be like, you know, where's her mom? Where's
Wait a second.
who's the outrage? The
That's what you be saying?
I'll be like the outrage of such
The way you just lick your lips made me feel like you don't say that.
the outrage.
Exactly. Oh, you can't even. You can't even.
The outrage of such things to happen on social media. Delete.
Oh,
block,
yeah.
unfollow.
All right. Nah, you'd be like, wait, what?
Yo, nah, but for real though. So I think.
For
Yo,
real, what?
For real? I'm like, I mean, shit, I'm not making them post that shit on there. You know, I'm a man. So if I see that and it's free and it's there, I'm going to be like, oh, wow, that's very interesting. And I'll keep scrolling and keep scrolling.
Because you probably do not be just scrolling.
Man, you act like I be in the phone line.
Exactly, not clearly. So, I mean, some men do, some women do.
Nah,
That's
it
what I'm
ain't
trying
that
to say.
serious,
Where I mean, you have social media accounts where I've seen it where men be posting and they got their little, you know, like they V showing and all types of stuff. I mean, so the algorithm do be algorithming, but I just be like, anyways, where is my inspo from my mom's? Because what is happening? Like,
I'm just,
like because that's not scaring me. Like, I don't care nothing about that. So,
but I guess that's my point. Where it's like, if you're not careful, it can make you have an unrealistic viewpoint on, you know, what you should be expecting from your spouse.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
true.
saying? Because everybody's different. You know what I mean? Not everybody has a perfect body style or facial features or whatever the fuck. And looking at social media, sometimes you be thinking like, damn, like, man, my girl need to be having this, or my girl should be on my. You
When
go,
half
you be
the
like,
time-
my man need to be like this, and
And
then
half the time they be photoshopped and edited. Like that is the crazy part. Like
yeah, they be faking it for real. You know, they be having all kind of pads on and all this kind of shit, and you the whole time you think you looking at something real, and it ain't even real.
Yeah, for real.
You know, and now you over here got this unrealistic expectation in your head, like, oh yeah,
why
my,
not? Yeah.
you know, and it's not even like that. So, but that's one thing that I would say, if you're not careful, it can get you caught up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Okay, well, to piggyback off what you said, mine was more so it could be time consuming. So, just in general, that we're spending more time where, you know, most couples and even us find ourselves sometimes just scrolling on social
Yeah, that's
media and
facts.
not spending that time that we possibly may need to be spending together. So, we could, you know, just it's just time consuming where we're just aimlessly scrolling and
That's
we could be
facts.
putting in time towards each other for real. So,
yeah, that's real talk. I mean, like we talked about earlier today, you know, I'm, you know, looking at my screen time for last week, it was like, I'm like, damn, like on Saturdays and Sundays, which I'm off for work, you know, trying to unwind, I get it. But yeah, I'm at like right now 7 to 8 hours of screen time on Saturdays and Sundays, and I'm like, hold on a second. Now during the week is like around 3.5 hours, which is,
yeah, it
you
kind
know,
of would make sense because of how you work. but-
yeah, but during the weekend, I guess because I'm unwinding, I'm just kind of scrolling. And I was just like, oh, no, like, we got to cut that back because that's 8 hours. I mean, shit, if I'm asleep for 5 and then, you know, I got 8 hours, that's 13 hours out the day. I mean, already, I only got 24 hours in a day. I'm like, man, we can't be spending 8 hours on social media or whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah, right.
So it's
Something
important.
a little bit more productive.
Yeah,
To do with,
yeah.
whatever that is. Like,
Yeah, and it's addicting. You know, like most people,
yeah.
you know, I don't think that's talked about with social media as much as it should be. That social media can be addicting for real. Like you click on the thing and then automatically start playing a video, and you like, oh shit, you know, like the brain is like, oh wow, look at this shit.
yeah,
Like,
what's
you know
the
what I mean?
first thing that pop up?
Yeah.
And even they call it the clock app, TikTok.
Yeah.
But if you notice when you go on there, have you ever noticed when you hit the back button? when you hit the back button,
Yeah,
and
another video,
pop up, and
another
it's
video,
like, yo,
and you'd be like, "Oh, they know what they're doing," because like the whole app is designed to make you stay on the app,
and that's all these apps for.
Yeah, so it's like that kind of shit will get you fuck around, and you looking for something. Like I've had it happen to me where I'll be like, let me post something on Facebook Marketplace, try to sell something or whatever, or flip something, and fuck around and get on Facebook or something, and then I'll see a post, I'll be like, oh shit. And then I'll fuck around 2 minutes later, I'm scrolling, and I've been there, forgot I was going to go on Facebook, go on Marketplace.
Yeah.
It's just, it's crazy, man. So, you got to be careful about how much time you're spending on them apps, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's
For sure. But good point, though. My second point was, to me, how it can hurt the relationship is it makes it easier to not have hard conversations, right? Because of social media. One thing I've noticed is that people will run to social media about a problem before they talk about it with their spouse and significant other, which is that shit is bad on so many levels because A, you're not communicating with your spouse, but B, what I've noticed in the last 10 years is like social skills for people have gone down, where like people don't feel comfortable having conversations like they once had, so especially in relationships, so they'll make a post about like, or they'll share like a meme that kind of tailored to how they feel, versus actually just saying, hey, this is how I feel, babe. I feel like this because of this, and blah, blah, blah.
Right, which it in turn could spiral, like, oh, what you post this for, or blah, 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 and it just go down this rabbit hole. That's okay, that makes a lot of sense. Or even the fact of, like you said, if you run into social media, okay, I got this problem, and then they're looking at, I'm not going to say unrealistic expectations, but it's kind of in the same realm where I'm going based off of somebody else's experience. So, because I'm okay, just being transparent. There's been times where I have done the same, where I was like when Nolan was first born, and I was in the stay-at-home mommy groups on Facebook and different things like that, and kind of looking at their situation. So even though a lot of stay-at-home moms do feel the same, sometimes their situation can just be a little bit different.
Right.
Where they're, pouring out and being vulnerable about what they got going on in their spouse, and me reading those stories kind of creating something up in my head to be like, oh, well, this is the same way my man is. And it may not even be, to the T or to that particular situation.
Right.
So, yeah, like you said, just instead of discussing it between us, I'm looking for that validation, or being like, oh, see, this is what this one chick and her husband went through, and it's like,
that's facts.
well,
that's facts. Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed, that like in past relationships, I mean, you don't really, I don't ever recall you doing that, but in past relationships, I've seen that a lot, where women will when they're frustrated about something, they'll post about it on social media before they just come up to you and just say, hey, this is how I feel, and this is why I feel the way I feel. You know what I mean? And then now you got everybody in your business, about what's going on in your relationship before you even know what's going on in your relationship, which that's going to be a problem right off the bat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so, no, I'm not one to do that now. I mean, being transparent because of who I am. We've talked about this before, but with my inner circle, if I'm really feeling like, oh, I got to get my thoughts out, if we're still in the rut of it and I need to try to voice it or get it through, then yeah, my inner circle I may talk to and confide in them, but to be posting it on social media, I don't know, y'all, but that's all I need is y'all to have that ammo on me, like, oh, remember that one time, and then, then that lead me to my next point about them sliding in the DMs. You feel me? Like, yeah, so I seen you and Naya was having problems.
Yo,
but yeah, so
females be shysty too. They'll jump in there and be like, oh yeah, that's crazy. Like, I can't believe she would do all that or act like that. And you be like, very interesting. I'm like, well, no, what I'm saying is,
man, you be like, I know, baby.
Come on, man. Nah, you just be like in your head like, oh wow,
Yeah, like
I mean, I would think you, and if anything, you'd be taking her side. You know what I mean? It's better.
yeah, no, they don't.
Hey,
they be ready. Stop playing.
Man, I guess because I think overall men have a tendency to kind of want to shit on the woman before they try to shit on the bro code. From what I've seen, unless you just blatantly wrong, but for the most part,
taking your bro side versus no, if a female, and especially if I don't know you, just kind of for real female, I'm not this type of way, but I know how females get down. If I don't know you, I'm about to slide in, like, you know what I'm saying, like, what you, I don't know, this broad and her man, it seems like they having problems, so unfortunately that's just the way the world that we live in. So that was, like I said, that was my next point, just the whole, I said that I was thinking like, the whole opposite sex situation and DMing or not, you could be DMing a guy too, but
DMing a guy.
Yeah, opposite sex or not. What if I found out you DL or something? Quit.
Next question. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, nah.
But yeah, either way, yeah, just the DM situation where it's like,
like
you never know. Or what if you find out I'm on a DL?
I think that would have came out a long time ago.
Yeah, but nah. But on a serious note, just the whole, direct messaging, just personal conversation, all this stuff. And then, like we talk about how social media sometimes be having an agenda with all this sneaky, like, vanish mode and all. Like, what is all of this for?
Yeah, that's real life. Because I remember when I did that shit by mistake and you was right there. I'm like, how the fuck you turn this shit on? I'm like, vanish mode? What the fuck is a vanish mode?
Who you be vanish moding? Because, he got to play it off.
Man, fuck out of here. Man,
which vanish mode?
If that's the case, I would... Look, I would have just Googled the shit, like, how to reverse vanish mode. Like, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask your ass. I ain't playing shit off. You going to know what's up.
Let me see that phone. Oh, no, not because we in front of the camera.
Hey, you got to get in it, though. That's the point.
I can get in it.
I know. Hey, you the feds. I know. You can
Anyways, so was that it for our hurt topic? Like how it can hurt the relationship?
Yeah. Unless you got another one.
No.
I only got two.
Yeah. So let's move on to, I guess, being positive now, how it can help the relationship.
Mm-hmm. So from my side, my first point is it can help. It can, at a very basic level, it can help share common interests, you know what I mean? Like you could share funny stuff, like like how we will kind of be like sharing stuff to each other to be funny, like, yo, look at this. Like, it can create those funny moments because you got access to so much information.
Good laughs, funny content.
Yeah, because we share that stuff real frequently between each other when we see something that's like funny or stupid, and we'd be like, the fuck, like, what happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's the good side of it, and then that's my first point.
Yeah, I agree. So because that was one of my bullet points, I'll move on to how it could be positive inspiration now. So you could look at some other couples, like for instance that one that we had seen where they put the kids to bed and they had on the headphones. Yeah, that they can hear the same music, cleaning up, just listening to the same music, vibing with each other. Like, that's positive inspiration, where you're not just like, oh, well, what they got that we don't have. Like, they're sharing that for a purpose. Like, we're parents, we tired, this is how we get through the night, you know what I'm saying? Like, still being able to spend us time and get the job done. So I think positive inspiration can, come in.
That's a fact. Yeah. That's a fact. And sometimes like I don't really watch or listen to like relationship podcasts or anything like that.
I do. I love.
Clearly. Yeah. I'm more of like business, financial, strategy, all that kind of shit. Stuff she calls boring. But when I do catch some of the stuff you be watching, and I'll be like, oh, okay. Like, when you see other couples having these strategic conversations about stuff, you be like, oh shit, like that's pretty cool to like see that happening in real time, where it's like they're talking about real life issues and you're like, oh damn, like I guess, everybody does go through the same kind of stuff, just at a different level.
Real stuff. Like you kind of can decipher and pick out the real from the fake at times. Like,
yeah, you can see it.
Yeah,
it kind of it sticks out because you could tell when a couple was being genuinely just being themselves, and then you look at some of them, you like, something's off a little bit. Like,
yeah, right.
Like they look like they just trying to make it through or something. So my second point was it's kind of basic surface level is you can share special moments. Like you can share special moments kind of with your spouse quickly, and publicly kind of thing, like, so like it's easy to kind of, display your love and put it on like a public display, you know what I mean? Where, back in the day, you just took some pictures and hung that shit up around the house and that was it. It was no uploading it to like,
Exactly.
what I mean? We still have MySpace and shit back in the day.
Oh yeah, but even still, like back in the day, they didn't have phones and social. Like they didn't do that.
They just had photo albums, and the family would come over. You say, "Hey, look at the photo album." You would show them all the little stuff you did. But,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I think that's
a good
pretty.
point.
I think that's pretty cool that we can share those moments publicly. And be like, oh yeah, I went here, we went here, oh we went to this location, we did this. It's always pretty cool to see that. It could be a positive motivation thing. Like, oh shit,
yeah,
they went to this, and we should try that too. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah, I did think about that, but I guess I just put it under the broad, like, positive inspiration. I don't know why I keep trying to call this positive information.
Positive information.
But yeah, so that's real good. I like that. Yeah, that's awesome. And then my last point, I guess I put in my notes like business ventures, where kind of like the I don't know how to articulate it the greatest, but like where we have kind of like our marketing or being able to, if we're in business together, we can use social media to clearly, like, for instance, okay, you have your own personal page, I have my personal page, and then we have our page together as couples. But nowadays you can use, like, we can tag for instance, like with Instagram, when we collab with our own personal pages, it'll share with that audience that we already have. So I feel like that's kind of like a positive where it could help, kind of spread the word, get the word out there about whatever we got going on in business together. If you see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think social media has definitely made business growth a lot easier, as opposed to back in the day. It was a lot more word of mouth. Now word of mouth is like making a post about it and people seeing it and gaining traction. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. And they can kind of dig more into you and see, oh, you got your own personal page.
Exactly.
This is you. Then you got the family part of it. Yeah, I see what you're saying, because that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to have that available. Because social media, it could be a great tool, if you use it as a tool. I mean, most of us, like, I was watching something earlier and it was like, it's a reason that social media is free. It's because, social media is free because, like, you're not buying a product from social media. You are the product. You know what I'm saying? Like, your information is the product that's being sold. You know what I'm saying? Your attention is the product that's being sold. So you got to think of it that way. Where it's like, okay, how about we use social media to our benefit versus, being taken advantage of by social media.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at then. Just
right.
Making the boss moves that we want to do. You feel me? No,
boss moves.
Boss. I'm a big gangster, bro. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's good stuff, though.
Yeah, that was awesome. So the what would we say? Pros and cons of social media on a relationship, how it can hurt or help the relationship.
Yeah.
That was a good talk.
Yeah, I think what it all boils down to is just, just knowing your spouse and being intentional with social media, and that's something in 2024 that I know that we're both working on, just trying to make sure we're being very intentional. Like, we're on social media, we're on there for a reason, you know what I mean? Like, either we're trying to, make some money on social media, or we're, just actively, being entertained, but it's a conscious decision, not just pick up your phone because it's there and start scrolling through social media and get sucked into all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whether that's looking for inspiration too, because sometimes I think being content creators, you can kind of get sucked up in that as well, where you do go to scroll because you are looking for inspiration, but then because some of those extra just stupid videos they pop up, you like what, and just you find yourself in the whole thing. But
it's easy.
Yeah, intentional. I like that. Yeah. It seemed like that's the theme for 2024 in general, like just being more intentional with everything that we do.
You got to, man. Don't got time to fuck around no more. You know, you got to be intentional about what you're doing, why you're doing it. If it don't make sense, let that shit go. Yeah. So that's the 2024 motto.
Hey. So no more looking at chicks on Instagram.
I'll be looking. Like I told you, I'll be blocking them, unfollowing them. I'll be reporting their pages.
Yeah. You think you'd be reporting their pages?
Unfollow, unsubscribe, block.
You be subscribed? You subscribed already? Subscribe.
Yo, what you mean?
Yeah, but nah.
You know, once you hit that follow button, you subscribe.
I mean, kind of, but you know they have an actual subscribe now. We can have people subscribe on Instagram, TikTok, and all that. Yeah.
Like how YouTube is.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it's a payment.
I'm behind the times.
Clearly. But yeah.
But it was a good episode, you know. But again, guys, thanks for following us, you know, and you know, we'll keep having these conversations and keep just putting our thoughts out there, you know, having necessary conversations.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's important.
Yeah, it is important, man. You gotta have those conversations, and I think being more public about the important issues and talking about those will help put us as a society in a better place. Too much bullshit out there, man.
Yeah, for real. And although you may not agree with your partner or even anybody else that you may be talking to, at least you can know where that person is coming from. And I think that's important as well, just to have that understanding.
That's facts. Big facts.
Yeah. We thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for the next one.
All right, now, y'all take it easy.